All right. Hello, everybody. Everybody who will watch me later. I'm just starting out, learning, guys, about this YouTube life. So I sure hope that it will work. And today, guys, I would like to tell you and um, discuss with you a topic. I'm catching up on the emails. As you guys know, I was out for quite some time, and I received a full mailbox of email box of letters. And today I thought to talk about loving a person who is a free spirit, person who is very creative, open, and yet very independent. And um, is there any specific rules? Is there I would not say rules, but is there anything that we need to know and consider when we are in a relationship with somebody who is very free spirited, independent, creative? And the interesting thing that is the first thing that attracted us about this person, that they were creative and that they were independent and free spirit. But very often what happens is we are trying to change them, we are trying to tell them they cannot do certain things. And in my title I talked about the women, but it could really apply to men as well. And so, love is a butterfly. I totally believe that love is a butterfly, and when you hold your hands open, butterfly can sit down on the hand, and it will stay on that hand. But as soon as you will try to close your hand, the butterfly will fly away, and so as love. I feel like love will fly away when you um, try to force your rules and close at hand. So just some thoughts, and I see I have 9 or 8 people here, and I'm gonna learn how to make announcement for the live shows when they're gonna happen. This is my second video on YouTube for YouTube Live, and I would just really want to check it out. I usually do the Facebook Live, but I felt like I would like to do the YouTube Live as well. And um, this topic, it comes from the email I received, and um, I definitely understand that there is a confusion between two. When you love a person who is free spirit and they love you back, but they just need a little bit of space. But also there is a confusion when you live with a person that's not that into you, and they with you for some reason, and they can try to pass for a free spirit. Maybe they like to travel several times a year without you, or they go often places without you, and you're really confused. You're trying to understand, are you loving a butterfly lady, a free spirit that loves you back as long as you give her space? Or are you in love with a person that's really not that into you, and you are just a step on your way somewhere else? So that's that's quite a question, and very often that question comes in men's head and women's head too. But let's talk today about the real relationship. When actually you do like a free spirit girl, a so-called butterfly girl, and she needs space, and you just don't know, you never had a situation like that, and sometimes you feel that you losing control and you're all worried and you just don't know what to do, and yet you want to be, you don't want to lose that person. And um, the best analogy, guys, I've already given to you. For a real relationship, when people have great connection and they both are independent, creative, they're doing great things in life. But for those introverted, free-spirited people, sometimes they do need their time alone. And each time when we're trying to, you or we or trying to suppress somebody, think about that butterfly, in an open space, in an open hand. And I think that's probably one of the best analogies that I can tell you. It all depends on how you feel when you're actually together. If when you are together, things are going great and you feel care, you feel the spark back and forth, you feel all those great things, you don't really have much to worry about. It's somewhat similar to male behavior in a way, because men like to connect, but then often they like to go, as you guys know, back to their shells. They need to recover, because when they are with a woman, sometimes they feel like they're losing control of their own decisions, and they just need a little bit of time to recoup, to recover, do some mindless things, do some guys things. But then if the woman doesn't bother them, they come back and they want to have more interaction. They need to recharge very often without the woman, and that's understandable. So, guys, there are some women like that too. It could be a very creative person, a very free spirited person, a person that is very independent. It's not that unusual. Women also need their space, emotional and physical, and there is nothing wrong with that. As long as that space doesn't take all their time and they openly show no interest, it can be a very good relationship, because the woman that given you, that asks you for space, she usually gives you space in return. So you don't have to beg for time with your go see some friends. She doesn't control everything. Like, you have trust. You have trust in your relationship, and you have some things, of course, and some activities that you love doing together, but you don't take the fun out of that other person's life. Let's say that, she likes to see her girlfriends and maybe take road trips and maybe go out dancing. And um, if you hate that, you can't deprive her from doing that. You can join her or let her do what she wants to do, because if she will try to not do it just to please you, after some time that relationship will, I mean, it will really do a number on relationship, because the sense of dissatisfaction will grow so high. And vice versa with men. Of course, I received how many letters with the men saying that they've been married for 10, 15, 20, even 30 years, and they had give up their passion, what they wanted to do, what they love to do. They gave it up because their women were not appreciating that hobby, and so they gave it up. And this is so sad, because I wish women would understand how much important for men is to have their self identity, and that it could be a lot more fun if he would go and ride that motorcycle, or see his friends, or go hunting. You would be in a relationship with a happy person, and also it gives them space. It give you space, and you start missing them. I really think that sometimes when people are really driven by passion too much, they given up their interests, their hobbies, and then it's becoming boring. Because when they met each other, a lot were going on in their life. There was nobody to control them. So if they want to go dance, they were going dancing. If they want to go, if they want to travel, they would go travel. If they want to go for any kind of adventures, they could go. And nobody were holding them back. And you fall in love with that person. You fall in love with a bright person, who were adventurous and bright and fun. And then when they get into relationship with you, slowly but surely you asked, either somebody ask you or you ask the other person to give up those things that fulfill you. And that is big part of it, because we do need to have our self space, especially, people laugh when I say that I am an introvert, but believe people believe to people when they tell them who they really are. We all have social masks. We also have people, or things that we love to do. We have our passions, and we also have things that nobody knows about us. And when the person tells you something about them, it's the best thing to believe them. The best thing you can do is to believe them, that they tell you the truth. And there are some men and women who are recharging when they are by themselves. They like to meditate, they like to go to the nature, maybe they like to write in their journal, and sometimes the other person in a relationship would not stop texting or would not stop calling, and over time it's really builds a defensiveness, because the other person feels like they have no space anymore for their own needs. So it is really important to remember that love is like butterfly. Anything coming from space, giving the person emotional space, physical space, space and time. The thing is, when the person is really into you, you will feel that they always want to come back. Whether you live in the same house or in a different places. In some ways, I feel that women need more reassurance, but I can tell you that when you bombard your lady with text and messages, and um, you really kill that attraction, and she feels suffocated, especially if she's a creative person, if she spends her time to create things, if she likes to explore, um, if she has any goals in life. You gotta learn how to give people space. It doesn't mean, by I'm not saying by any meaning that you need to stop talking to the person that is dear to you, but you can have certain way you communicate, and just make sure that it works for both of you, because some of us need more time. Some of us need to talk every day for a couple minutes. Some people, when they're long distance, they like to talk once a week, have a long conversation. Sometimes people want to talk every night before they go to bed. Just make sure that it doesn't suffocate the other person. It's very important to look for the feedback, and that's what we need to do sometimes, because we get carried away by judging what works for us. We often getting carried away by judging what kind of thing is working for us. But it's so important to look for the feedback and see, um, how does it feel for another person. I know somebody who met a person that was wonderful in all the ways, but really would not give space, wanted to know everything, wanted to control everything. One of my girlfriends, she met a wonderful man who was caring, he was taking care of things, he was having a great career, was a wonderful person, but he just needed to not to control, but know about every single thing. And it became so exhausting and suffocating that she decided to leave, because she knew that he would not give you the space. And it was sad, because he was a really wonderful person otherwise. So I just want to tell you this, guys. That was one of my emails, that to love a free spirited woman, an independent woman, the woman who is creative, it's basically similar somewhat to how a woman should love a man. Um, Giving him space, giving him space for self-expression, giving him space to do adventurous things, and if he offers to join, or she offers to join, that's great. But sometimes people need to have their own experiences. I would like to finish this with this. One must love in such a way that the other person feels free. One more time. One must love in such a way that the other person feels free. So it could be sometimes hard to do or even hard to imagine, but it's definitely possible. And just having in mind um, that butterfly will sit on your open hand for a long time and keep coming back to the open hand. But if you will try to close it, she will fly away and will never come back. So, guys, if you have any comments or questions, please post them below. This is my only second YouTube live show. And by the way, I've decided to mix and match my content. So, here on YouTube, you will see my YouTube live videos. But for the Facebook live videos, you would have to go to my Facebook page. I might cross post some of them, but I feel that it would be nice to have slightly different uh, content on the both sides, on the both websites, and kind of honor my YouTube audience and Facebook audience. And now that's once again, I'm not too experienced with this. I don't know if you guys are writing any comments. I see 16 people on live chat, but I don't see any comments. Um, Not sure yet how this all works, but I believe I will figure this out. I would like to wish you guys a wonderful evening. We are having a VIP call next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Not this coming Wednesday because I need to recover after this epic Dallas trip. I really need to get some rest. But we're going to have a VIP call next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And it's going to be about our trip, but it's also going to be about other um, questions and topics. Maybe we're going to cover possibly some relationship things because we have members who are going through new relationships and getting engaged, and we probably will discuss some of those challenges and situations as well. So if you would like to join our live call, send me an email to consultveronica@gmail.com. And um, if I can improve you for the call, I need to make sure that we are on the same page. If you share a little bit about yourself, you can join the call. So thank you so much. I don't see you guys as on Facebook. I don't see the names or faces how it shows on Facebook Live, but thank you so very much for joining the live. I will learn how to do the announcements, so possibly I can announce next time. Thank you so very much. I hope this video and this analogy was helpful to you, and I will make a video about um, the other side when you are maybe too open and you're not really in a relationship, but you think that you are. It's a fine line between having an open hand for the butterfly to sit on a hand and keep the love and trust going. But there is another thing when you've been fooled that you are in a relationship and actually you just wasting your time. But that's gonna be another live video or maybe recorded video. I want to wish you a wonderful night and I will see you very soon. Feel free to post your questions and comments. Thank you so very much.